All right, so last time we kind of half unfroze the freezer. We didn't completely unfreeze the freezer. So I want to try and get that done. There was that new book we got last time, the New Clue, I think it was called. I was looking at it earlier today. I was looking at some notes earlier today, trying to figure some things out. In fact, before we get into anything, let's take a look at some of the stuff I've been working on in the old notes here. So this was the book we got last time, A New Clue. And if you look here, there's these 4 books on this table here. And then if you look over here, he has one of them, which is called Draft of Sixes. It's the blue book. And it's anagrammed into the Fixed Stars. Yes, this game is extremely addictive. The Fixed Stars is one of our books about the different constellations and whatnot. So I started trying to anagram the other books. We have the Fixed Stars for Draft of Sixes. Uncle Aw, which is this purple book, anagrams to A New Clue, which is the very book we're reading. And Tender Cipher anagrams to The Red Prince, which is one of the other children's books, which I realized I do not actually have screenshots of. So I need to get screenshots of that one. And then the 4th one I haven't figured out yet. Lunar Renamed. I've not figured that one out yet, because none of the books I currently have an M and an L in them. So if it's an anagram of a book in the game, I don't have it. Or at least I don't think I do. So that's a thing. What else have I been working on? I figured out this broken part of a sigil that we found in the Lost and Found last time. This pattern on the outside is associated with pink, so that's the Vera sigil, or at least part of it. And then Korarika, the blue one, that's the Korarika University is the signs we found in the dorm room. So that means that that country is associated with academics. So we know part of the symbol for their sigil. So we're kind of figuring out a few things of the sigils. I don't have any of them complete yet. So that's a thing. We still haven't done the final exam. I still haven't figured out the chess pieces. I think the den might have a safe in it hidden somewhere, because if you look at the den clock, it has arrows on it. So I think that might be a thing that I need to figure out. But I was clicking around. I couldn't find any hidden compartments or anything. So anyway, let's get back to the game. Let's turn off Pure Ref. Let's turn off the notes, get back to it. All right, so let's get our allowance. Let's run out, see what room we get. All right, what are we looking for today? We have the shelter, the shrine, and the tomb. Oh, you know what else I need to figure out? Let's go back to our notes. I was looking at this earlier. If you look at the map of the outdoors, where's the map? Where's the map? This map. I've been saying for a while that back wall in the basement has a door in it, and it very clearly on this map shows that there's train tracks coming off that. So we need to find a way to break through that wall. Have you ever done one of those escape rooms in real life? No, I haven't, but I want to. I've been wanting to. Most of the people I know personally aren't interested. So I haven't. But yeah, I want to break through that wall somehow. There's very clearly a darkened space in the bricks where you can see where there should be a door. I wonder if you need to blow it up or something. Anyway. So what do we want? Shelter negates 3 red rooms. The tomb... We haven't been in the tomb in a while, but I don't know what there is to do down there. The shrine, we could always get an offering. Let's do the shrine. You do great. Yeah, you need to forge... I know I do. I don't have a current... No. I do have a key card, because I ended last stream in the break room. So I do have a key card. So that's good. All right, how much money do we want to give this one? Last time I did this, and the benefit was kind of crappy, if I'm being honest. I gave him a bunch of gold, and it was a crappy bonus. And I think I gave it all my coins. So I don't know if I want to do that again. I want to keep some. So let's do 12. We'll keep 15 coins. Let's see what 12 gets us. The Blessing of the Tinker. Whenever you draft a mechanical room, trigger your current experiment. Ooh. Okay. Okay. That's nice if we get a good experiment. So we want to draft the laboratory, I think. Okay. I think I actually want to do the spare room because I want to draft over here in the corner because we could get to the... whatever that room is where you can adjust the rarity of other rooms. The conservatory, I think it was called, if I remember right. And that can only be drafted in the corners. And we didn't get it. We didn't get it. We did get the laboratory though, so we can set up an experiment. Since we just got that blessing, we probably should do that. Alright, what do we want? For each bedroom you draft after your second, lose 10 steps, gain 20 gold, gain 1 star, gain 1 key for every 2 hallways in your house. Whenever you draft a shop room. I'm going to do the bedroom. And I'm going to gain 1 star because you can use stars to re-roll your rooms. Which rooms you have? Redraw. Or you can just gain a bunch of stars and get a bunch more constant or bonuses or whatever. So we need to draft bedrooms. I think we're good there. Okay, is there anything in here? This room does have ducts. So we also need to keep an eye on this to see if we can attach it to the boiler room. And I can finally do whatever this is supposed to be. I've not done this at all. This puzzle. Ducts. D-U-C-T-S. These ducts up at the roof. I finally found out that if you can attach the boiler room, it doesn't have to be right next to the room. It just needs to be able to be attached via ducts. So if you have a bunch of rooms that have the ducts that attach to the boiler room, you're still just as good as if the boiler room was right next door. Let's see. Also, this one tells us how close, how hot we need to get the freezer. We need to get it to 20°C. I also can't read this. I need the magnifying glass. There's something here that I haven't read. I can't believe I missed that. But last time I think we got it up to 17 degrees, so it thawed it thawed partially. So we need to get it to 20°C. I think the furnace was like 3 ranks away, so we need to just get the furnace closer. All right, let's go north. Okay, security has ducts, so that works if we get the boiler room. It does use our last gem already, though, unfortunately. But we do have the key card, so we want to up security. We want more key cards, or key doors, security locks. Okay. Let's go west instead of north. Just make sure that we're not missing anything on the ground or anything. Oh, there's the boiler room. Oh, come on. We need a gem. Oh, man. We need a gem. Darn it. I would have been able to do that other puzzle. That's unfortunate. And we would have triggered our current experiment. The boudoir doesn't kill us, because we can just get to this room through the entrance hall. So I'm going to do that and get the dice and the gem. I'm going to get the gem from the safe because we might be able to draft the boiler room going north now. We'll see. We'll see. Boiler room? No. Do I want to risk redrawing? I mean, it's kind of early, but I would like to get the boiler room. That would be nice. I'm going to risk it. Nope. Do I risk it again? No. We don't really need to... That wasn't one of my goals for the day, so I'm going to get the gem from the den. I'm going to get the gem from the den. Let's do that. Alright. Time, I don't know. Just... I would lose my dice and like not be able to use dice for whatever else I wanted to do. I guess I could have. Anyway, what I was talking about earlier is these clocks in the den have these arrows on them like the drawing room did when it had a safe in it. So I'm thinking there's something more to this room. Either there's a safe or something else going on. There might be a keyhole right there. I don't know what that is. Huh. I wonder if you need to do something with this big mechanical clock. Yeah, I think there's something more going on with this room than we originally thought, because it's just been kind of one of those rooms I've run through a billion times and maybe missed something. A lot of these clocks seem to have the pendulum a little off as well. Huh. I don't see anything to click on, so I don't know. Maybe there's a clue somewhere else. Go north, I guess. We could do the garage and get a bunch of keys. That's not a bad idea. Although I do want to draft bedrooms too. Oh, and I have a thing. If I enter I upgraded this room to the quest bedroom. If I draft this room and then get to the antechamber, I get 2 bonuses to my daily allowance. But I'm going to get the keys. Let's get the keys. Oh, this is terrible. These are terrible. Although this one does have the book, the Red Prince book that I don't have screenshots of yet. And I do have the experiment to draft bedroom, so I could just go back down this way. Let's do that. Plus, I almost never come in here. There might be something I missed. Oh, there's a gem. All right, the Red Prince. Let's take some screenshots. All right, The Red Prince by Marion Marigold. Mommy. And we figured out this book was really about us. The Red Prince sat on its throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red, the only true color, the prince often said. Nope, wrong way. This way. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. Could not stand the white of the swan in the snow. I wonder if there's, because there's actually 2 copies of this book. There's also one in the master bedroom, I think. I wonder if they're exactly the same or if there's any differences. Just bear with me while I take these screenshots and paste them over into my notes. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. So he always had a book to turn his eyes down if he was ever outside when the clouds went around. And do you know which book the prince always had? The one that made him happy whenever he was sad? Probably this one. Actually, I think that's how the book ends. A story he had read in the bath and the bed, and maybe you can guess what the clues that we have said. It was the story of a boy who also wore red, and he looked like our prince from his toes to his head. I'm trying to see if there's any other clues. There's a clock right here. There's something going on with the clocks that I don't know. There's a couple clocks that are stuck on the time of 1:30. So I need to figure what that's about. Okay, that's the end of it. Is there any clocks in here? Like I said, I don't often come in here, so I want to take a bit of a look around to see if I've missed anything. I don't like drawing this room because it's a dead end, so I rarely do it. Alright, I don't really see anything. Okay, so we're going to have to go back down to the entrance hall and come up this way. Or just go east. Alright, the observatory, the bedroom, that would trigger our experiment. Sure, let's do that. Anything in here? No. Actually, you know what? This seems like it might be something that can be opened. I'm sure I've clicked on it a billion times, but maybe I've missed something about these boxes here. Maybe not. We also remember need to look at the candles and the lights, in case there's any of them we can actually like ignite ever. Let's see. We have the kitchen, the coat check. Ooh, I really like the coat check, but that would be risky. I love the emerald bracelet. I love the emerald bracelet. That lets us get into free anywhere in terms of gems. But we'd have to get lucky going up this way. But I think it's worth the risk. I think it's worth the risk. We can always just have a short day. Like, okay, we have a short day. We'll just try again tomorrow. And we can just put the bracelet back here. So, let's risk it. Is there anything in here? No? Okay. Please give me a room going north. We're going to have to redraw. We're going to have to redraw. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So that was a failure. I don't know. Let's see what items we get. Why not? Completely useless. Alright. Well, let's go put the bracelet back and start a new day. I think we're going to have more of these days because so many of the things we need to do are based off of what rooms we can draw next to each other. No, not the key card. Although, man, I'm going to lose the key card. That sucks. Alright, emerald bracelet has been checked. Alright. Well, that ends that day. Let's go throw a coin in the pond. Nope, wrong button. There we go. Alright. Anything left to do? I'm gonna go run over here. Especially since there's an ad going and people aren't really gonna be watching. I'm just gonna go over here before we restart the day. There's a door here I want to get in. I think that probably goes to the basement, but I'm not sure about that. Let's just run around. I wonder if we can ever leave. Is there anything I'm missing over here? Since we have all the steps and we have nothing else to do, let's just check out a few things, see if there's anything here. I already have that. That just turns on and off that fire. I don't think there's anything more in here that I can see. But I never come over here anymore. All right. Well, let's just call it a day. Well, no, not yet. There's still an ad going. There's still an ad going. Let's wait a little bit. For all you people who are not subscribed, and you can't even hear what I'm saying right now. Where's the one tunnel where we lit the candles? Is that in here? No, but there's something else we need to open. Is it over here? Yeah, this is the one. This is the one. There's got to be something more down here. Other than just like we lit these candles. We found this one note, but this note hasn't really done anything for us. Like, can we ever get back there? I don't know. I know if you're subscribed, you wouldn't have to watch those ads. You know what to do. If you have Amazon, you have a free month, free sub every month that you can use on any streamer you want. Doesn't have to be me, although I would appreciate it. Okay, well the ad's over. Let's just call it a day. Let's start our next day. Let's move on. See what we can do on day 71. Small cottage, yeah. RNG did not help us there. Maybe I should have used that dice like you said. And now we don't have the key card. It's annoying. Alright, hopefully we can get something good out here. I want some items maybe. Maybe the tool shed. We could always try the classroom and try to pass the final exam again. But I need gems for that, because every classroom costs a gem, or I need the coat check so I can get the emerald bracelet back out. And we don't have anything. Well, the hovel, we can now use gems or steps instead of gems. But that usually ends up backfiring. But we could give it a shot. Give it a shot. If it doesn't work out, we'll just start a new day. Anything in here? Any shovels or anything? Doesn't look like it. All right. Well, the gems aren't as useful now. I'm going to do, again, the quarter because I want to get over there to the corner. I want to get over to the corner, see if we can get the that one room. I don't normally like doing the quarter this low, but, well, we didn't get what we wanted. But we got the hallway next to a closet, so we'll get 3 items. So that's not bad. We'll get the shoes. That'll help save us some steps, since those might be at a premium today. And we get the shovel. Let's see. Let's do the spare room. Let's get over to the corner again. Let's get the spare room out of the way so it's not taking up a potential drafting spot. Let's see. The locksmith, we could buy some keys. I'm going to do the pantry because, again, we only... If we did one of these two, we would only have this room going north. And we'd kind of run into the same situation we were just in. So let's do the pantry. Gain a couple steps, gain some gold. These two cut us off again, so I'm going to do the den. And these all cut us off. Well, no, the kitchen doesn't. The kitchen lets us go north. And we could potentially buy food if we are low on steps. I'm not going to buy food yet, because who knows? We might not need it. Let's see, the observatory just puts us over this way. The reading nook lets us go back this way. I don't want to draft the passageway this early, so I'm going to do the reading nook. We can go back this way. Although the den lets us go up that way too. So maybe the observatory isn't terrible. We can get a bonus. We can always go up this way, and hopefully the entrance hall lets us go up this way maybe. Let's get our bonus from the observatory. What is this thing? Which one is Draxus the Dread? Let's go back to our notes and let's look at the book. Let's look at the book. Book. The fixed stars. Which one is Draxus the Dread? It's this one that has like the 2 stars that look like eyes. So I don't think it's the one we're currently looking at. Right? So let's see what this is. The Inkwell. You may spend stars to draft new floor plans. Okay. And the twins. A pair of chests been added to the entrance hall, but I don't have any keys. Alright, let's go this way. See what we get. The commissary just lets us go back down this way, and then we're risking that. We could still go north through the den. We could redraw, because we could always use stars to redraw too. But we're not completely cut off yet, so I don't know if I want to do that. In fact, I might just want to get the items. Although gems don't really do much for us, but the key is nice. The steps might be at a premium. Or maybe we get some items from the commissary too. I don't know. I don't know. They all have their bonuses. They all have their weaknesses. I'm going to get the steps and potentially the extra coins if we make it up to the antechamber. Oh, we get a key out of this anyway, so that's nice. Okay. Alright, well, hopefully we get some other options going north. We could go security, the laboratory, so we could set up another house. No, that cuts us off. Security is the way to go. At least we can go north. We don't have the key card, so I want to set the security to low on the key card system. I want to make sure there's no items laying on the ground anywhere. The furnace I actually kind of want to get eventually, but only if we get the freezer. I'll take the reading nook because it has a key. Let's take a closer look around, see if there's anything else that I've ever missed in here. Does anything have those little arrows on them? Any clocks anywhere that I've missed? I don't see it. Any way we can interact with this radio ever? Alright, well, doesn't seem like it. Let's see. I think the library's the way to go. Let us go north. Ooh! Ooh, we've got a treasure map. We've got a treasure map. Row rank 6, number 2, but I need a shovel. I think I need a shovel. What is this book? The Curse of Blackbridge. Oh, I don't have this one yet, I don't think. I don't have this one. This is new. This is new. So, we need to take screenshots. All right, The Curse of Blackbridge by Redford Ewing. All right, forward. The legend of Blackbridge is one that's well known to the people of the Grand Realm, for versions of this tale have been passed down from generation to generation. With each new telling, the story has changed, becoming over the years more colorful, more verbose, and as one might expect, increasingly horrifying. However, with so many renditions and unique personal touches, the task of confining and binding this tale to text seemed an ambitious and impossible challenge. Over the course of my research, I've heard dozens of variations of the legend, and while the details would often change, I was surprised how much of the story's heart remained the same. Yet the more I listened, the clearer it became that there could never be a definitive version of this tale capable of capturing all the wonder and myth of Blackbridge. In the end, I chose to write down what felt most authentic, the story my grandmother told me as a boy long ago. Okay. Part 1, the berry picker from Oris. Is there any hidden looking things? I don't see anything that magnifying. Oh man, this is wordy. Many years ago, before peace had become a familiar word, there lived a group of rogues so wayward that the locals deemed it appropriate to call their number the Unholy Hounds. They were feral outlaws composed of society's worst in a time when society was at its worst. And for each crime that fearful travelers credited to the group, a dozen more lay unclaimed, each worse than the last. For the gentry, however, who often valued their coffers more than their companions, no crime could measure more wicked than the group's primary enterprise, highway robbery. One such member of this so-called band of rogues was a boy of 13 years, Jesper, who had not been lucky in life, having lost 2 brothers to war and parents to famine. In the years of hunger that followed, Jesper lived in a gutter behind a churchyard, relying on the nourishment of scurrying bugs and weeds harvested from the cracks of the alleyway to sustain his pitiful existence. It is not surprising that a child aiming to escape such hardships would take an easy road out, an easy, well-traveled road paved with temptations leading out of the city and into the gentry lands, where loose purse strings entwine with the strands of salvation and glisten equally with the hope of opportunity. It was this road that eventually led Jesper to the end of his youth, a hidden cave at the bottom of Black Bridge Canyon. It was here that he met his surrogate family and saviors, the notorious game of godless outlaws known as the Unholy Hounds. Okay. Despite the hardened circumstances that had led him to this vocation of banditry, Jesper was surprisingly tender-hearted and was often teased by the group for being too kind for such an ignoble life. For this reason, Jesper was assigned the innocent role of berry picker. It was not just innocence that set berry picking apart from the gang's more wicked undertakings, for it was the only duty performed without the safety of night's concealment. Jesper, no stranger to solitude, did not protest that he alone worked while the others slept soundly, tucked away in the cave at the bottom of Black Bridge Canyon. On one such occasion, Jesper decided to get an early start. He left the cave, berry basket in hand, and set out into the woods before the morning sun had even brushed against the tallest treetops. It was colder in the mornings, but the headway dawn afforded meant Jesper could reach the furthermost berry patches without worrying of being chastised for tarrying upon his return. Okay. Oops, wrong way. Alright. It took over 3 hours on foot to reach his destination, and along the way, Jesper had passed by many a familiar bush, all priorly pillaged and so bereft of berries that one would have dedicated several moments in earnest to examination before finding a single one. Jesper was patient, but even patience has its limits. He was confident that even accounting for the time lost to this long stretch of travel, his efforts would be well worth the pains. Surfing the patches in this new grove surprised even Jesper. The red dots suspended among the leaves seemed as numerous as stars in the sky. Upon seeing such a boundless sight, he clutched his berry basket tightly and nearly toppled over out of joy. Once he had regained his senses, Jesper quickly made a decision. He would not reveal the location of this newfound treasure. Instead, he would earn the respect of his confederates who, upon seeing his yield, might attribute the success to hard work. Smiling at his plan, Jesper set off to fill his basket and was making steady strides in this task when the sound of thundering hooves interrupted him. Well, let's take a look at the picture, see if we can see anything that's worth noting. I don't really see much there. I don't see anything really hidden, but you never know. A carriage is approaching. The thought of it made Jesper freeze. Had he been so enchanted by his discovery that he had neglected to observe his surroundings? How could a roadway be so close? He ducked down and crept toward the impending sound, hiding behind one of the larger bushes nearby. Anything in here? I don't really see it. It was only a moment before the sound source revealed itself. Within 50 paces of where Jesper hid, an elegant carriage with gold trim came soaring around the corner of trees, led by 2 beautiful white horses and conveyed by a stern-looking driver seated atop the vehicle, flaunting the most sophisticated regalia Jesper had ever seen. It was not just any carriage, it was a royal carriage. Even without having witnessed such a sight before, Jesper was certain. The sight so transfixed Jesper that he stood awestruck, unable to tear away as the carriage approached. The little concealment the bush provided was soon proven unequal to the driver's lofty perch, and upon spotting the boy he pulled the reins with such effect that the noble steed slid to a sudden halt with precise control. Okay. So far I'm not seeing anything obvious to help us out here. "You boy, get out from behind that bush," he shouted with a rigidity that betrayed a modest amount of fear. "You startled me half to death, coming round the bend of my own drive, and me seeing such an unfamiliar face in a place where there ought not to be any face." Jesper quickly contemplated running. The man was much older, and his dress was suitable for courtly behavior, not dashing through the bramble and mud. "I was picking berries." Jesper raised the half-filled basket up to allow the driver to see proof of his words. The demeanor of the man suddenly changed. It was a change that Jesper was familiar with. He had seen many times the same stern expressions on the most fiendish bandits melt away when presented with a berry basket. Any suspicions that the driver might have had instantly evaporated, for even the notion of a member of the Unholy Hounds picking berries seemed farcical. The softened expression even made allowances for a smile. "Berries, eh? Say, you couldn't have picked a better spot for them, could you? I used to pick berries here as a boy." Jesper took the cue to finally step forward out from behind the bush, proudly brandishing his basket. "I know, and what luck I found them. I've only just begun picking, and look how many I have. It would have taken me fourfold the time back home to procure this number." The driver bent down for a closer look. "And where is your home, boy? It must be quite far." Jesper replied with a scripted response. "A little south of Tanner Fork, just past the burnt woods." "My God, that is far. You couldn't have come all that way only this morning." It was true. Tanner Fork was in the exact opposite direction that Jesper traveled. And while that response would be perfectly reasonable in a location closer to Blackbridge Canyon, he could see why it might seem less believable here. "Sir, I've traveled much further for much less profit. I dare say there's no distance yet made by man that would not be worth undertaking for a prize such as these. Surely you have tasted them yourself." Jesper felt happier with this response, as it seemed to amplify the man's smile. "In my youth often, but perhaps I took it for granted because I never had to travel very far, and even then my father would always drive us here in our carriage, so I'm ashamed I never had to walk such a stretch to earn an equal reward." It was Jesper's time to smile. "Then let my efforts reward us both today." He raised the basket even higher. "A taste in the memory of your youth, sir." This kid's got some charisma. He's got riz, as the kids would say. Anything in this picture? I don't really see anything. How long is this story? All right. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can't read all this. That's going to take forever. Holy crap, this is a long story. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take screenshots of this entire thing, and then I'll probably read it offline. Just because this seems like it's going to take a half hour just to read. This is reading a novel with Matthew. Oh wow, surely you... I know, right? Like, is there anything in here that sticks out as some sort of clue? We have Orindian hands. That's the name of the old country, I think, right? Maybe just in the pictures? Because, oh man, having to read this entire thing. And I like reading, but it seems like a lot for a game. Right up to that. Take a screenshot of that. Yeah, most of the books in this game are like 6 pages long. This is a short story. Yeah, if there's any clues in here, I'll just have to find out offline. We'll have to work on whatever this tells us next week or something, if there's anything in here I can decipher. I'm glad I decided to look ahead a little bit, because, geez. Anything on this thing? I don't see anything. Is that a little girl got shot in the back by the arrow? I guess we'll find out when I actually read the darn thing. There's probably no clues in the book, and they just have bets on how far someone can get it to read into it. Yeah. This symbol here on this grave site, that's the symbol of the old country. The one that got overthrown, Orindia. All right, is that it? That's it. Okay. Take a look at this book. It's this entire thing here. We read to about here. So we still had all of this to go. All right. Well, this is a dark story of Little Red Riding Hood, maybe. I also think there's something more to the library. Because there's a poem. Let's go back to the notes. Not a poem. There's something about the Sanctum Keys. Where are Sanctum Keys at? Oh no, I remember what the library was about. In the book we got last time. Where's that book? A New Clue. There was this check sheet. This checklist. He doesn't have the library or the parlor checked off. Corner cases. So that makes me think there's something undiscovered in the library. But maybe not. All right. What were we doing? Where are we going? Oh, it's locked already? Jeez. Okay. Rotunda costs 9 steps. Jeez. Foyer. Hallway doors are always unlocked. That's not terrible. Let's do the rotunda. Just it'll get us more doors. Let's see what's over this way. This would let us get down to the foundation. So would the office. So let's do the library again. Oh, there's an apple. Okay. Now, what book do we want to get? I want to do that Curse of Blackbridge again, just in case I can look at it with a magnifying glass. So do that again. And then do I have a shovel? I do have a shovel, so there's dig spots in here, so we can do this. Pebbles, wonderful. Ooh, more steps. More coins, okay. Let's see what's over this way. The workshop, the commissary. Let's do the workshop. All right, can I combine anything? I don't think so. Yeah. Nope. At least not yet. Anything on the ground anywhere? I might need the keys. I might need the keys from the garage, but that would cut us off from going north here. We'd have to get lucky going out of the rotunda. The boudoir would let us go north. And we get some dice out of it. So let's do that. All right, the veranda. I think we kind of have to do that, although we're losing steps here. Nothing of interest. Fantastic. We do get a gem, though. Although the gems today aren't that useful. All right. Again, gems today aren't that useful. So I'm going to get more dice. I'm going to get more dice because then we could just re-roll rooms. All right, the pool. The pool adds the pump room. I do want to get to the pump room. I do want to get to the pump room. Now it's locked on the keys. And now it's locked. Fantastic. All right, so we're going to have to go back to the rotunda, I guess. Man, we're using up all of our steps here. This is the way, right? Yeah. I would like to at least get the break room in case we have a short day. I could get the security key at least. Don't be locked. Don't be locked. Great. This might be another short day. Alright, the drawing room. We could do that. Don't be locked, don't be locked. Darn it. Alright, well, the only other thing to do is come back down here to the entrance hall and hope to get something useful up this way. Somebody's banging on something. Alright, how are we getting down there? We need to just go straight south? Okay. And I don't have keys for those either. The locksmith would be really good right about now. The hallway works. It lets us go over here. And we get a key. And we get a key, which is super useful. Let's go this way. Alright, all these cut us... Well, the parlor doesn't cut us off, but the locksmith lets us buy keys. We could buy some keys. So let's do that. Although we're super low on steps here. We are super low on steps. Let's get 3 keys. Do you want to get a lockpick kit? Sure, why not? We could get a special key, maybe? Which special key? I don't know if I've ever bought the special key here before. What do we got? Secret garden key. Okay. I guess. I can't buy that. I could buy one more regular key. I mean, I might as well. I might as well. Okay. I don't know if we're going to have the steps to get back up anywhere. Wish there was some food or something in here. We have the car keys. Without the garage. Alright, I don't know if we're going to have the steps to get anywhere. Let's see, if we go this way, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. This is why the hovel's really not as great as it seems, just because you use uses so many steps. Which way are we going? We're going straight north, right? Yeah, we're going straight north. I don't know. Let's redraw and see if we can maybe get the kitchen or something. The commissary. Will there be food in there? I don't have the gold. Oh, I don't have the gold, so that's pointless. So let's roll the dice. Pump room isn't terrible. Let's do that because then maybe we can get the boiler room or something. Oh, this needs a key card. Wonderful. Alright, well that was a waste of 2 steps. See, walk-in closet doesn't do anything for us. This doesn't do anything for us. This doesn't do anything for us. Commissary let us go this way, but it uses 3 steps, so let's just redraw. Can't do that, can't do that. That sucks. Let's redraw. Clock tower. Do I have any other of these clock rooms today? I don't think so. But it would let me start with 1 key tomorrow. You know what? I feel like we're kind of ending the day anyway. I just don't see what else to do, really. It's kind of a wasted day. So let's check out the clock tower, because I've only been in here once before. This... Oh, I thought I had 1 step left. I thought I had 1 step left. Oh, I had 4 steps, and then I used 3 steps to draft it, and then entering it made me go down to 0. Okay. We did have the shoe, so it was possible that it didn't take a step, so I could have... I had a chance of still making it in there. Alright, so we've had 2 bad days to start this stream. This is unfortunate. This is extremely unfortunate. We need a better day today. I would like to accomplish something on this stream. Other than just reading books that I haven't read before. Okay, what do we got? We got the schoolhouse, the tomb, and the shelter. Do we want to do the schoolhouse and potentially do the final draft or the final exam? No, I'm going to do the shelter because I want to try and get the boiler room and stuff like that. I want to try and do that again. So let's do this. We could negate the effects of 3 red rooms. See if there's anything down here. Get a gem. Anything else in here? All right, let's get on the computer. Let's put in a order. What is it? Staff services, I think? Special orders? Yeah, there we go. All right, what do we want? I'd like the magnifying glass, I think. Okay. Let's see if we can get lucky today. I would really like some luck with the RNG here. Let's go hallway, get the key, and potentially the one room over here in the corner. No, we didn't get it. Let's do the quest bedroom. Let's get the steps. And oh, we have the car keys. Okay. None of these are that great. We'll get the den just for the gem. I would have liked not to cut this area off all that much, but we kind of did. But what are you gonna do? Let's see what's over here. The observatory, that would just get us back down to the entrance hall. We'd get a bonus though. We could still go north here and potentially over this way. So I'm actually going to do the observatory. If I had the magnifying glass, I would probably do the library, but... Alright, it's the inkwell. And the slice, so we get 3 extra steps. So we're going to have a ton of steps today. So that's nice. Is there anything you can hit down here? Is there anything you can... Is there anything more to this room? Alright, let's go down this way and actually fill out the bottom here. Let's go east. Spare room, we'll get that out of the way. Get another key. More keys the better. I'm actually going to do the chapel. I don't want to draw the library right now because I want to see that book, but I want the magnifying glass to do it. In the corridor, I like having further north when doors are more likely to be locked. Also, this doesn't cost us anything since we have the shelter outside. So this doesn't actually cost us coins. Is there any keys on the ground? I don't see any. Okay. Oh, there's the freezer. But that would freeze our stuff for the rest of the day. The corridor's useless here. I'm going to do the closet and get the items. I still haven't broken open the piggy bank. Bedroom, pantry, library. Again, I would like to do the library, just not right now. Gotta go. Have a good show. All right. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you again. Have a good night. Try not to get too busy. All right. Let's go to the parlor. All right. What do we got? This is not an empty box. The gems are in the black box, so if those could both be true. The empty boxes are both true. That can't be true. That can't be true. Because if this was true, that would make this true. And this would be true, and this would be true, and you can't have 3 true boxes. So this one is false. The empty boxes are both true. Now, one of the empty boxes, this could be false. This could still be true. It is an empty box, but if this is false... Well, this doesn't make that false. It just makes it a nothing statement. This is non... If this was false, this would be false. And this would have to be true. And then this could be true, making this one empty. Wait up. If this one's true, the empty boxes are both true. That would make this one impossible to be an empty box. Right? Am I thinking about that right? The empty boxes are both true. The gems are in the black box. If this is true, if this is empty and this is empty, this one's wrecking my brain. Hold on. The things can't be in here. They can't be in here. Right? Because if the gems were in here, that would make this true. That would make this true. And that would make this at least not false. The empty boxes are both true. And one of these has to be false. So the gems can't be in here. This is not an empty box. So this is an empty box. So that would also make this false, which would make this true, but that would make the gems in the black box. Wait up. No, if this is false, this is false, this is false, this would have to be true. But that true meaning that there's 2 empty boxes. Or that these would both be... There's 2 false boxes, or true boxes. Meaning one of these would have to be true, meaning the gems would have to be in the black box. But if the gems aren't in the black box, which box are they in? This is blowing my brain. I usually don't struggle with these that much. This is not an empty box. If the gems are in there, that would be true. That would be true. And these would be the 2 empty boxes. This could still be false, and those could still be true. Because this isn't a true statement. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going to check the black box. They are in here. Okay. Alright, the reason I did that is because the blue box could still be false. That doesn't necessarily mean that this box is false. Anyway, even though it's empty, this box is... this is only 1 false box, or 1 empty box is true. Making this one false. That's what it would do. That's okay, I think. Alright, none of these get us up this way. This one has more doors, though. Let's go to more doors. Oh yeah, we got the lunchbox. I forgot about the lunchbox. I don't want it yet. We don't need it. Cannot see floor plans. Let's just do the kitchen. We have the gems. Is there anything lying around here? I don't see anything. Whoa! Oh no. I was about to say, did I open a shelf or something I didn't know was there? Or a drawer? No. Alright, let's go north here. Laboratory. Secret passage. It's always fun. So the secret passage, I guess. Oh, I didn't actually mean to pull the purple book there. I was just... For some reason, I forgot that you just pull the book right away. I thought you had to click on it and then select which color you wanted. Alright, well... We're getting a bedroom. Let's see. Boudoir will get us some dice. I've only been in the master bedroom like once or twice. This will get us some more steps. We could always go north this way. And this way. Let's go in here. Herb, the controls for the foundation elevator are located behind the foundation wall. This means the controls can only be accessed by another room adjacent to the foundation. Unclear if this is a security feature or flaw. Please advise. I mean, I already knew this, but I'm going to take a screenshot of it anyway because I don't have it. Looks like there's mail there. I never intended to finish writing this letter, but now you must know something. Are any of the clocks in here stopped? This one's moving. Can I open that box? No. Can I fire these cannons? I know I already have a screenshot of that. I was looking at it earlier. We still have this book. Does it... Oh, there's something written here. There's something written here. To my encouraging uncle who opened many doors for me. Your ever grateful Mary. Something you've predicted. Do I have this note? I don't think I do. Okay, so I need a magnifying glass and I need to come back to this room. I need the master bedroom. Because I need to know what that note says. I need to know what that note says. There's something in there. I don't know why I didn't see that before. Where did I put that at? So there is something different about this. That looks the same, that looks the same. Okay. Maybe I can see it closer in my screenshot. No. It ends predicted. Okay. Well, we'll have to come back in here with the magnifying glass. Alright. Alright, let's go back down to the dining room. Let's do the laboratory. What experiment can we do? Let's see, immediately, whenever you draft a shop or whenever you draft a hallway from another hallway. That's so rare, though. I don't draft shop rooms all that much. I don't like to draft shop rooms all that much. And but this is only done once. So let's do this, and let's gain a key, gem, or die randomly. I guess. Could be useful. Okay. Well, these are terrible. I mean, the quarter gets us over here, but it doesn't let us get down to the foundation. But, well, what are you going to do? I do want to do the freezer, but it kind of cuts us off. The commissary. I mean, I did just do the one thing. So we'd have to get lucky and come back up this way, I guess. I did just do the experiment. That gives me a gem, dice, or key for this. I just got a gem out of that. Okay. What do they have for sale? Ooh, they have a magnifying glass. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go back to the other room. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to not do those things. I'm going to take the sledgehammer. I don't think I'm going to need the steps today because I have 73 steps. So I don't think I'm going to need those other things. So let's run back to the master bedroom since I have my magnifying glass. Let's run back over here. And we can get more steps here and in here. We have so many, we're going to have so many steps. We don't need that other thing. Okay. Let's go back here and read this with the magnifying glass. Okay. P.S. They made me change the ending of course as you predicted. They made me change the ending of course as you predicted. All right, let me take a note of that. Nope. Hidden note. They made me change the ending of course as you predicted. Okay. So what was the ending? A story about you, if it needs to be said, about a red prince in his book, the red book we just read. I wonder what the ending was. Maybe he becomes the blue prince? I don't know. I mean, that's what happens in the game. That's what happens to us, our actual character. I was hoping that would be more useful. Maybe it still is, and I'm just not understanding the significance of it. Gotta use our keys to go south. I hate that. The courtyard. Let's do that. Do I have a shovel? No, I don't have a shovel. Is there a shovel in here? There is a shovel in here. Well, that's nice. And that lets us get down to the foundation at least. Ooh, turnip. Not that I need the steps. Oh, pebbles. Wait up. There's usually one right here, too. Is there only two of them? I guess so. Is this the only way into the foundation? It is. Sometimes only two? Okay. That makes sense. Thanks. Alright, we need something going north, hopefully. And we don't have it. Let's redraw. Choose a star. Ooh, the West Wing Hall. There we go. Very nice. Let's see what's south first. We rarely get the Ladyship's Chamber. I don't remember what's in there. There is our grandma's notebook. Or diary. That we have not gotten access to yet. I don't know what that means. That's got to mean something. What is this? The telescope, a spyglass telescope, gain an additional effect of each constellation observed in the observatory. I don't think I've ever gotten that before. I wonder if you can, like, combine that with anything. Huh. I feel like there should be a safe in here. But yeah, there's her diary. And I've never gotten a key for this. I've never even seen a key for this. I've never even seen the opportunity for a key for this. But you have to be able to unlock that. Hi, Grandpa. It's Grandpa Simon. Is there anything else in here? I feel like I'm still missing a couple. Hey, Cactus, how's it going? Thank you for the 3 consecutive stream watch streak. Well, at least you have a streak going. Stupid Twitch breaking my streaks when I was there. All right. Let's see. I don't think there's really anything else to do in here. Let's just go north. There's got to be something more to this room. There's got to be more safe somewhere that I just haven't found. Because there's still don't worry about it. There's still at least 2, maybe 3 red letters. There's supposed to be 8 red letters, but Alzara said we were never going to find the 8th one. But I don't believe them. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I know. It makes me not want to do them. Ooh, I wonder if I can combine anything. With the telescope, because I've never had the telescope before. Wait, what? Why was that Blessing of the Tinkerer? Oh, yeah, whenever you... I forgot that I had that going. Wait up, you can't combine the telescope with anything? That sucks. Gonna be lurking? Yeah, that's understandable. Thank you for the lurk, and have a good night. Ooh, we have the metal detector. All right, maybe we can combine that with something. I think you can. Into the detector shovel. Or we can do this one and this one. The burning glass. Is there anything... Before I do that, is there anywhere where I want to even attempt to use that? Because as far as I know, we already did the chapel. We already did the tunnel outside where we use that. I don't know of anywhere where we can guarantee to use that, but that doesn't mean that there isn't a spot for it. But I don't know of anything. So I'm actually going to do... What's this one? The detector shovel? I don't remember what that does. Can you do the... No, I can't. Let's do the detector shovel. I forget what that does. Greater chance of finding money and keys. Much greater chance of finding money and keys while digging. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. Oh, great. I don't have the security door. All right, where are we going? Well, if I can't do that, I can't go north. If I can't do that, I can't go north. The only thing left to do is go north through the den here, but that only gets me these 2 rooms. You know, RNG has not been nice to me lately. I'm very annoyed by RNG. What's beeping at me? Is it the lunchbox? I guess let's see what's the lunchbox. Alright. Gain steps, yay. I guess that's it. The lunchbox sets that off? I wish it wouldn't, actually. We can get there through here. Let's redraw. Well, since I have the magnifying glass, I might as well do the library. See if there's anything in that book we can see. Oh yeah, the treasure map again. It's up on 6-3. And I have a shovel today too, but I have no way of getting there. Unless I somehow find the key card and make it this way over here. Okay. All right, is there anything in these pictures that I can see with this magnifying glass? Everything I've needed the magnifying glass for are things that I can, like, you can kind of see without it. Like, you can see where you need to use it. So I don't know if this is really useful, but why not? I'm here. This day's kind of a waste otherwise. I can't believe how long this book is. Anything in here? No. No. I don't, yeah, this seems like a waste. All right, well, I think we have more room to pull. And like I said, unless we get lucky with the key card. Of course we can get the vault. Well, not really, because we don't have the diamonds. Or the gems. I'm not going to redraw, it's not worth it. Let's just go in the conference room, maybe we'll get lucky and there'll just be the key card sitting around somewhere. On the table or something. There's nothing hidden on this reminder, is there? Not that I can see. What about this one? All right, well, we got ourselves another wasted day. Jeez. Well, no, let's run outside. Might as well. All right, I'm kind of getting a little frustrated.